All right. Good evening, everybody. Can you, is the slide presentation showing up okay for everybody?
It looks
Awesome.
great.
Great. So yeah, we're going to introduce ourselves, talk a little bit about what makes the 7-8 pod special, and then wrap it up with any questions that you might have for us. My name's David Rowan, and I've been at Westgate since 2010. I've had worn a lot of hats since then, from the time when we all taught language arts and math. And I've always taught social studies, though, which is my love and my passion. I believe that building relationships is such an important thing. As an educator, equity is also very important to me, and that there's a belief that all students can be successful and reach their potential. So those are the things that motivate me on a daily basis. I got my degree in psychology, switched careers about 15 years ago, and have been teaching at Westgate ever since. And then just recently, last year, got my certification in gifted ed to help me better understand the students that we teach. And also, gifted ed is good for all students. So it's good to continue on with my professional development there. A lot of people ask, why do I need to learn social studies, Mr. Rowan? Well, I put a few bullet points up here. How do we understand the present? We understand it by looking at the past. We do a lot of critical thinking in social studies, and I think those skills serve people well in whatever career they end up in, wherever they find themselves. We develop empathy and perspective, good decision making, and then civic engagement. And then, yeah, when my free time, I love spending time with my wife, Erin, and our son, Tom, and our dogs. Everyone that knows me knows I love dad jokes and puns and Star Wars. I also love to travel and be outdoors, live music, and got kind of on a fitness kick recently, so I like to do fitness competitions as well. With that being said, I'll turn it over to Mr. Khan.
Hey everybody, let me know if you can hear me real quick. I have some trouble with the mic that I'm using. All right, good to go. It's been inconsistent in the past, but all right. So I just passed 2 years at Westgate. I've been teaching math. This is my third school year that I've been a part of, but about 2 years in accrued time. Before here, I was working in business analytics at Vail Resorts, and I made the move because I was looking for something with a little greater purpose, a little more impact that I could have. Prior to that, I graduated from the California State University of Humboldt in 2021 with a bachelor's degree in mathematics. My philosophy on teaching, not too different from David's. I believe that each of our students is trying their best with the tools that they've built up so far. And I believe that it's our job to both foster the skills that they have currently and build on top of those. So try really hard to do that, particularly this year. Big focuses on critical thinking, problem solving, teamwork, and persistence. Teaching that through a handful of different methods. I like to say that I'm implementing proven and progressive with things like a little bit more homework volume than we've had historically, as well as things like the Building Thinking Classrooms model, which dramatically changes the classroom environment, but has so far proven successful. Excuse me. Outside of that, and outside of school in particular, I spend a lot of time outside. We like to hike a lot. Myself and my wife, Mrs. Khan, or formerly Miss Charlie. We spend a lot of time hiking, packing, skiing, fishing. Off-roading has been a recent endeavor of mine, and I will be pursuing my master's at CU Boulder over the next 2 years. I believe I'm passing that to Marcella.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Thanks for having us with you tonight. A little bit about me. I was born and raised in Crown Point, Indiana, and earned my bachelor in elementary education from Purdue University. Also was able to get an endorsement in science, 1st through 9th grade. I also earned my master's of education degree from Olivet Nazarene University. And I taught 8th grade science first off when I first got my first real job, and was in that for about 16 years and had the opportunity to transition into a curriculum called Project Lead the Way, and was able to get 3 certifications in that, one being design and modeling, so 3D printing with the computer modeling, robotics and automation that incorporated coding, and then more coding with the CSIM program. So I've been in teaching for 26 years, finished my 26 years last year in Indiana. And then my husband, also a teacher in the same building with me, finished his 30th year and said, what do you think about moving to Colorado and being closer to the kiddos? And, you know, it was just the right time, and he was able to retire. So he's doing something else now. I'm still here. This is my first year at Westgate, and I'm so happy to be here. I think we have an awesome team. I've said from the beginning, the support at this school is unparalleled. I've never seen anything like it, and I'm so glad to be a part of it. When I'm not teaching, my husband and I are thoroughly enjoying exploring Colorado. We love to be outside. We love concerts and music, and we love spending time with our 2 adult children. Connor, we call him CJ, and Mandy, my daughter. And I'm so happy to be here. I will ditto all of the philosophies of education that my 2 teammates said, believe in all the same things. And it's really fun to be able to build connections with the type of structure that Westgate provides. So really happy to be here. Thank you. We'll turn it over to Miss St. Clair.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nicole. This is my first year at Westgate. I was born and raised in Colorado, Colorado native. Me and my family love to do all the outdoors things, camping, hiking, playing volleyball. I'm in my 10th year of teaching. Part of my philosophy is just having that positive, engaging, and safe learning environment for my students. I hold a Master's of Science in Human and Family Development, which has given me that strong foundation in understanding my students and understanding my families. Outside of being with my family of students, I enjoy playing sand volleyball. I love game nights, so Pictionary is my favorite. I like reading, continue learning, and anytime that I can get to the beach, I'm going to go there and I'm going to relax and I'm going to recharge. I want to second what Marcella said, and I just want to say how lucky I feel to be a part of this community and be part of Westgate. I love my team. I think I hit the jackpot with my team. Don't tell anybody else. But I'm very, very happy with my team, and I just feel very lucky. So.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody, for sharing a little bit about yourselves and your educational philosophy. And yeah, feel really, really lucky to have the team that we have as well. So advocacy and service learning, what makes us unique in 7-8? Well, one of the things we do is that we collaborate on our advocacy lessons. Each of us takes a week and we rotate through, and then we create that in a PowerPoint deck, and all students in our pod receive the same lessons and the same message. We feel that builds cohesiveness, and we can build upon that in our content area or wherever we feel it's appropriate. Our schedule, Monday, we have social emotional learning lessons based on the advocacy theme of the month. This month is kindness and empathy, so we're rolling into learning about that and putting that into practice. Tuesday, we focus on service learning. Wednesday and Thursday, we also work on the advocacy monthly theme. And then Friday, we help our students work on their executive functioning. They check their Infinite Campus, they look at their grades, and we have an email template that we teach them, and they email their parents the goals they have. any missing assignments, what they're going to do to fix those, and it helps them keep track and on track. So now we'll talk about what we're doing in service learning. Hunter, do you want to start us off, please?
Absolutely. So sticking with kind of my historic theme, I like taking care of the nature element in our service learning curriculum. So this year we're doing bees, particularly bees of Colorado, focusing on what species we have, as well as how bees play a role in our ecosystem, the structure of the hive, and then the big overarching product of our service learning this year is going to be education of our students and staff. So we will be sending our students out in the near future to educate the rest of the Westgate population on the role of bees in our environment. And I'm very excited to do that. So
awesome. In our service learning and in my advocacy, we're focusing on food insecurity and learning what it is and what the causes are. Different groups are researching childhood hunger in Colorado, the community resources available. We created and sent out a staff survey, and we're trying to determine if there's a need for a food bank at Westgate itself.
Okay, so for my service learning, during the first semester, my students worked with Community Food Share, and that organization focuses on getting food boxes out to the community who may not be able to get food easily. So we actually started creating cards that the Community Food Share would put into their boxes and send to their customers. And then starting this semester, I'm kind of stealing a little bit from Mr. Rowan, but we're leaning on food insecurity as well. And I actually have a student leader who's leading my service learning this year, or this semester. He has an ALP, so he is in charge of our service learning, and he has that as part of his project. And he has decided that we are going to create a pamphlet for our Westgate community that includes a bunch of resources for anyone facing challenges with food insecurity, and he will lead us through all of the parts of that service learning until we get to the end of our project.
And in my advocacy, our students are working on recycling. So we're revisiting the do's and don'ts. We also pick up recycling throughout the building, different pods and different areas for admin and specials and the high school. We're currently working on presentations so that we can deliver some information to the people around the school. So we've had a few in the 1 and 2 pods, I believe, happening so far, and we have reached out to teachers and are getting scheduled for presentations coming up. And then we have some projects that we're going to look into to see if we can't further our recycling efforts.
cool. Sorry.
Go ahead, Hunter. Go ahead.
Yeah, just jumping in to talk about some of the field trips that we've kind of gotten the habit of doing over the last few years, because they've been really fun, really engaging, and overall a great experience for the students. First one, and what you're looking at on the screen right now, is our trip to the Denver Museum of Nature and Sciences, where we explore the Unraveling Mummies exhibit, our program that they offer there. So as you can see there at the bottom, our kids, 7th graders usually do this one. They're going to the museum, split half and half. One half takes on the museum and they go explore the exhibits, and we go around. And this year we were fortunate enough to come at a time when they had their automated telescopes set up on the balcony that faces west. If you've ever been, beautiful area, and the kids got to see an infrared image of the sun or some filtered image of the sun. That was very cool for a lot of them. But while we weren't walking around, we were in this classroom setting learning about 2 major things. One, dissection, and the kids got to dissect sheep hearts, to go through the process, and they all had a pretty good time looking at it. It really let a lot of them explore their curiosity in a very tangible way. After we did that, they progressed into a lesson on the process of mummification, ensuring how the dead are treated with respect and honored as they pass on into the next life as far as ancient Egyptian belief is concerned. There's also one that we weren't able to put a slide together for. We weren't able to get access to the pictures at the moment we needed them, but we worked with an organization called Spree to do a river cleanup in central Denver, or in what was it, the South Platte River running through Denver. So we got to go out for a day, do some water quality testing, spend a little bit of time keeping the environment clean and learning about how the watershed around Denver is impacted by things like snowfall, climate change, human impact. It was really a special day for a lot of the kids, and they learned very, very much that day. It was awesome.
Awesome. Another yearly field trip we do with the 8th graders is going to History Colorado Center. And this year we learned about democratic principles in conflict when the U.S. government has and has not lived up to its ideals found in the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. And we touched on certain things that have happened in Colorado, the Sand Creek Massacre, the Japanese incarceration, and the Chicano movement for a few things that we touched upon. And then our 7th graders go up to Nederland and they participate in the snow school through Wild Bear Nature Center, where they learn about snow, water, and winter ecology. It's super hands-on. They throw on their snowshoes and get out into the environment and learn about snow. And they love it. They love it. It's a lot of fun to do. Cool.
So the last thing I think we're going to be talking about tonight is color games, which is, let me tell you a little bit about that, how that came about. In Indiana, we have a program that we call Challenge Ed, and we do a lot of initiatives in the classroom and outside of the classroom. It teaches leadership, it teaches cooperation, building relationships. So as a team, we got together and I presented this idea to them, and we were all on board and thought it would be a great way to authentically practice the RISE skills that we are teaching our kids on a daily basis. And the kids were able to take ownership, and we identified as a color each of our different advocacies, and the kids created a team sign. They created a logo. If you go back up across the top there, you can see all of our classrooms and what colors we are. We have green, yellow, blue, and what are you, Hunter? Red? Is that red?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's red.
Red. So we had a really fun day back in September. The weather was beautiful, and we paraded our kids through the building. They were proudly holding their signs and walking out. It was wonderful. The kids got into the field area, and we had a lot of different types of activities for them to challenge themselves. They were challenged with leadership to see who stepped up and who could take control. They were able to do a lot of cooperative learning, build relationships with each other. They had to help people and interact with people that they don't always usually do in the classroom. And sportsmanship was another big one for the day. They had to learn to lose gracefully, and also with their personal awareness and how they treat others and how they respond to conflict or adversity. So it was a great day. We are planning some other opportunities as the weather gets a little better, although we've been teased a little bit here. My team blames me for the weather because I keep asking, is this normal for Colorado? Because Indiana, it bites you to the bone. And so now that we've had it, they're blaming me. So.
Awesome. Well, that's the presentation from 7-8. I don't know if you have any questions for us or not, but we were sure proud to show off what we've done and who we are.
No questions, but thank you guys. Great job.
Yeah, awesome job, guys.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Thanks for
Awesome.
thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks a
Have
lot.
a great night.